All right. In case you don't know, every day I give an update after I read the paper before I go to work. Haven't shaved yet. Gotta shave after this. I start with the front page and then go to Metro and then sports. And then so if it's some of the stuff on the front page seems like it's taking from world and local, the front page is what the front page is, my friend. So on the front page today, Obama wants to mix up the housing. He's told the Fed Housing Authority that they're going to give money and there's going to be penalties attached if they don't start making the neighborhoods more diverse. For example, putting low-income people in high-income neighborhoods. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. All it's going to do is make people in high-income neighborhoods go, hey, I'm going to move out of this neighborhood and go to a high-income neighborhood. And what is the government going to do? Play catch-up and just keep following them around and dropping, low-income housing next to them? They're just going to keep moving. Neighborhoods are going to have exclusivity where they want to. Builders are going to build there where they want to. Just leave people alone. Stop trying to force integration. It'll happen on its own. So the Mavericks, I told you about a few days ago, they signed this guy to a 4-year, $80 million deal. He backed out yesterday at the last minute, and so he's staying with the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan. That really doesn't happen very often in professional sports when a guy gives a very firm, like, hey, I'm a free agent. I've chose to sign with you. Deal's announced. People are celebrating. Jerseys are being made. To then back out right before he signs. That doesn't happen very often, so that was kind of crazy. Medicare will start doing end-of-life counseling. Sarah Palin had joked about that back during when she was running for vice president about death panels. If Obama should have Obamacare and whatnot. That's kind of what that is. So the doctors now are going to be paid to give end-of-life decision help to dying patients. It seems very innocuous and very simple, but if the doctor at the end is saying, oh, look, all you need to do is just go home, here's some meds, you'll save everybody a bunch of money, it might not be the best thing for the person. But anyways, they're going to start being paid for that. I'm sure you know about the glitch that downed the New York Stock Exchange for 3 hours and stopped trading for 3 hours. It also canceled 800 flights for United Airlines and shut down the Wall Street Journal. And because we're so heavily dependent on a lot of that stuff, it wasn't a hack, it was just a more mundane technological glitch. They didn't describe what actually happened. Also on the front page there's the National Blind Federation meeting in Dallas. I don't want to get the name wrong. American Council for the Blind, that's what it was. And these guide dogs that guide them around, there's this lady that gives them a massage. And so that was front page worthy. The lady who massages dogs. She even said of one dog, he really needed this. So, yeah, glad he got it. Regent Hall was kicked out. That won't make any sense when you just hear it like that, so let me give a little backdrop real quick. The Texas universities, the whole university system, is run by a bunch of governor-appointed regents. And these regents they're like a city council, if you will. And there's a head chancellor of the whole University of Texas system. Anyways, Regent Hall, Wallace Hall, he was investigating something a year ago, and he was asking for tens of thousands of documents, and people are like, oh man, you're burdening the system, you're just being a pain. And he's like, I'm doing what I was appointed to do, to root out fraud and make sure everything's cool. So anyways, long story short, I supported what he was doing, but everybody hated him for making waves. But he was found, so they tried to sue him and say he broke the law, but he didn't. He was found, no jury was going to convict him. So they decided not to indict. Well, now he's asking for an investigation into the UT Chancellor's office, and the leader of that is McRaven. He used to be the head of special operations for like all the Navy SEALs and special operations warfare. Admiral McRaven. So he's the UT chancellor now. Anyways, he was kicked out of the meeting yesterday because he's part of a lawsuit against them, even though he's one of the regents and should have been allowed to talk about the lawsuit as well. But in conflict of interest, and so that's going to get stickier. Federal court in Houston is mad at the federal government for allowing work permits to be ongoing for illegal immigrants when he had issued a stop order several months back, and they were still being issued. So he's called the federal government to come to his court in Houston and show why he shouldn't throw somebody in jail under contempt. 50 pounds of pot was found in the pot. I made that one up, thanks. I just noticed there's something on my nose. What the heck? I'm bleeding? The blazes? 50 pounds of pot was found in the sewer line in Arizona. Smugglers apparently tried to smuggle it in, and this lady's toilet backed up, and there you go. Tom Selleck is being sued by a water district for apparently having a tanker truck come to a fire hydrant, fill the tanker truck, and go to his ranch and water his ranch. He's done it 12 times. The local sheriff did an investigation and couldn't find any wrongdoing, but the water district hired a private investigator, and so now he's being sued. Baltimore mayor fires the police commissioner because Baltimore has had a huge string of murders lately, and so she just up and fired the police commissioner there. Boom, gone, goodbye. And it's official in California, there are more Latinos than white people officially. Everybody saw that coming. The flag debate for the Confederate flag in South Carolina, that flag is going to be coming down. They were debating late into the night, but I think I heard of as this morning that it's coming down and going to be gone. The Army's been told to reduce from 490K active personnel to 450K active personnel. They believe that the 40,000 will come through attrition and people retiring and whatnot. 2 weeks ago, a 4-year-old girl's body was found on a beach, and police have released a composite sketch of what they believe that she looked like based on the remains and the clothing and the blanket she had with her. Nobody's come forward for this little girl. Nobody has said there's a missing little girl. Nothing. How horrible is that? World news. In Iraq they have that Shiite militia. ISIS is Sunni Islam, and there's a big division between Sunni and Shiite Islam. Sunnis hate Shiites. Shiites hate Sunnis, but usually Shiites aren't, as aggressive as the Sunnis are. But Sunnis look at Shiite Islam as heretics. But anyways, Iraq has a big mixture of both. Primarily Shiite, as is Iran. So ISIS is Sunni. Well, anyways, there's Shiite militias in Iraq, and one of these militias is going to retake Fallujah and is surrounding it currently. The U.S.-backed Iraqi army, meanwhile, is going to try to take the Iraqi town of Ramadi away from the militants. The militants have been struggling lately with a few setbacks. There was a terrorist attack in Tunisia a couple weeks ago where people were killed on the beach. And so the Tunisian president has decided to build a 100-mile long wall along the Libyan border. So, ladder sales are going to climb. In a editorial, a gay guy with the Log Cabin Republicans, which is a homosexual conservative Republican group. They call themselves the Log Cabin Republicans. He says that gay people need to stop demonizing opponents of gay marriage. Even though this guy's a gay guy married, he's a Republican. And I agree with him. Stop demonizing everybody that's opposed to it. In sports, 2 NFL players had their fingers amputated because of 4th of July fireworks nonsense. They blew their fingers off. Federer will face Murray in Wimbledon. In business section, going back to Greece. Greece has asked for a bailout. No kidding. But they still haven't given any indication of the size of the loan or what the terms will be. What a joke. What a just utter joke. Bluebell's an ice cream out here in Texas and some other places in the Southwest, and it's really, really, really good ice cream. Anyways, they had a listeria outbreak and had to shut down all their plants and lay off all their people, and Bluebell just went under. It was like a Texas institution and Southwest institution, and people love Bluebell. But anyway, so now they're back, and they're going to have a test run in Alabama and slowly roll everything back out so that Bluebell will be back on the shelves. I love Bluebell ice cream. I don't know if I'll ever eat again, though. People died and people got sick, and I don't want listeria. But it's funny that they're testing on Alabama, right? Alabama, 12 million people, 3 last names. Is that right? Home sales are up 12% in Dallas-Fort Worth. Median home price is $220,000. That's the newspaper today. Peace out.